Thomasville, North Carolina. Entertainment talk radio at its best with KD and Motormouth on Crucial Conversations on 103.1 WEOM FM.
You're listening to Thomasville, North Carolina's best gospel station, WEOM 103.1 FM. Hi, everybody. This is KD.
And this is Motormouth.
With the KD and Motormouth radio show. We hope all is well with everyone in cyber world and cyberspace, in the world in general.
Exactly.
Is there not enough stuff going on to keep you busy and occupied this week, especially after the election?
Oh, yeah, there's just so much. I mean, just so much coming out, you know, make you wonder if they were just holding certain things back
I'm
so
sure
that
they
they could get through an election, you know.
But I'm gonna keep it real. I'm glad the election is over. I'm burnt out on the election. But apparently the Republicans, they may not feel like it's over, but it is officially over.
Well, the Republicans keep it going year round. They're going to do it for the next 4 years. They're good at that. They did it the last 4 years. Now they're going to do it another 4 years.
I'm sure they will. I know John McCain is upset about it, and Romney's upset also.
Well, you know, I just think they're real sore losers, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Right. I mean, it's just no respect for themselves and for the people, and just the excuses that they coming up with that they lost. They just had a sorry program, you know, platform. It wasn't about nothing. He was never about anything, you know, from the beginning, even through the primaries for the Republican Party. It was all chaos, you know.
Yeah.
It was funny that he won to me.
Yeah, because, you know, I have some friends that are Republican, and I'm sure they would definitely disagree. But for the life of me, and God knows I tried. You think about the shows that we actually did during the election. I really tried to figure out what Mitt Romney was all about and what he really stood for. But, yeah, just going by what he put out there, I still can't tell you what that man really stood for. I don't know if he knew. I'm sure he had his core values lined up, but they never matched up with what he said when he came out.
Well, he never gave them to the people, neither. They never expressed.
I think the problem was when he gave them, he changed his mind so often until I couldn't keep up with him. I don't know.
Right. He never stayed, you know, to the course. Right.
But, hey, the election's over, so you guys need to get over it. But before we even get down the little political path that we're going to touch on a little bit today, how about we touch on what's happening in Atlanta? Because within Metro Atlanta, it's been a bizarre week. Have you noticed that 3 policemen that have actually died this week?
Exactly.
Just kind of unusual situation, don't you think, Motormouth?
Yeah, you know, it's
unusual.
Within the last 10 days or so.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's unusual, but they all been like, if you want to say, freaky accidents.
Yeah, strange occurrences.
2
Very
in a
strange.
helicopter and 1, you know, on the side trying to put gas in someone's car who ran out of gas on the highway.
Yeah. And the thing about that was so bizarre was like the guy that hit him, he didn't stop. He kept going.
Exactly.
He kept going. They had to hunt the man down. I can't recall how they found him, but long story short, he's in jail right now. And
he's claimed that he didn't realize he hit anything.
I'm like, I know Atlanta traffic is crazy, but I don't know how you could hit a person and not know it. But, you know, I don't know.
I don't know. You know, because first of all, if the police officer was on the side trying to help someone, you know the lights was on.
Yeah, the lights on the squad car, I would assume.
They're
correct.
wrong. So, you know, I don't see, you know, where he couldn't see, you need to be cautious, you know, approaching the vehicle.
Right. And the thing about the 2 policemen in the helicopter accident that occurred this week that was a little devastating to everyone, they were actually looking for a missing person, right? A little girl.
A little boy.
A little boy. Little boy that was missing. And
9-year-old.
9-year-old. And actually got tangled up somehow in a helicopter, correct me, Motormouth, in the telephone wires?
Yeah, in the wires.
Power lines?
Yeah, power
lines. Just bizarre. Bizarre incidents.
Right.
But anyway, just you know, what's happening in Atlanta. I'd like to throw that out a little bit. Not good news, but that's pretty much the predominant thing that's going on right now. That is pretty sad. But the thing about it is also in Atlanta, we're getting ready for the holiday season. I think they've been getting ready for Christmas ever since July. But now that we're officially in November, they're going to roll on up. And, you know, the Thanksgiving thing is in full swing, Christmas in full swing. But I was thinking about Thanksgiving and the turkey, you know, the traditional meat that's served. And that also brought into mind what's happening with the Butterball Company in North Carolina. Have you heard about that at all, Motormouth?
Not really that much. Just what you share with me, really.
Well, I kept thinking, just think about all the the reporting we've done about the food industry and what's going on with the food.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the headline news. I'm like, oh my gosh, not Butterball, not the turkey. Is there anything that we can eat and say is good and healthy and sacred and okay for us? The Butterball thing. But anyway, long story short, what's going on in North Carolina? There's a turkey processing plant.
Mm-hmm.
Butterball, owned by Butterball.
Right.
And apparently their main thing is processing turkey.
Okay. And with the turkey, what they doing to the turkey now?
Well, you can probably guess what's going on with the turkey. According to some animal rights advocates, they're claiming that the turkeys are receiving inhumane, brutal treatment.
Okay.
And they want us to be aware of what's going on. They're calling it animal abuse.
Really?
And they're probing into it, Motorbow.
I mean, it sounds so strange.
I don't know.
I
know.
Killing the animal, period,
is
abuse. But I guess they saying that they should treat them delicately.
I'm so
until
torn.
that point.
I'm torn on this, Motorbow.
Now, would it just happen to be PETA or anything like
it's
that?
It's not PETA.
Oh, okay.
But I guarantee you, if it gets taken up a notch or two, PETA's gonna jump on it.
Okay.
And, it's not funny. We're not laughing because it's funny. It's just one of those things that makes you go, huh? Because the reality is, I think from what I recall reading, they were upset because they were saying that some of the workers were caught off camera. And I think they actually videoed some of these guys saying that they were just wringing the turkey's neck and just throwing them up against the wall and,
Mm-hmm.
And that would be real, Mona. If I thought about, again, I'm a country girl at heart, and I thought about my great-grandmother. People don't do this anymore.
They used to wring the chicken neck.
Yeah. That's what they... Don't get me wrong. I've never seen my mom doing anything, but my grandmother, I go to her house, it was a different world. I knew she was old school because she lived to be over 100.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's kind of what they would do.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't any sugarcoating it or talking to the turkey. What are you supposed to do? Give him medication, have a drink with him, and then do it? I mean, what's the solution?
The only thing they spared you of might not see your pig,
Yeah, I think they could have at least told us what they were going to do. I'm not even going to go there.
You didn't get to see that one.
I probably need therapy right now. They never even told you what was lined up for the animals. But, But it's going to be interesting. And the thing that got me again, it was the Butterball company. I'm like, man, I didn't know Butterball even had a turkey plant in North Carolina, but apparently they do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're under scrutiny, and we can't even eat our turkey now without thinking about what actually happened. The poor Tom, the turkey, before
but
he
I say
died.
the majority of the people not even going to think of that. They going to be saying good meat, good food, good meat. Let's
Thank
eat.
God, let's see. You should stop that, Mona. But I would hope that people know. You know what's interesting? Not to get that deep with the Butterball situation.
What's that?
A lot of people, Ayla, they honestly don't know where meat comes from today. Are we that much out of it as a country? Do you guys not know where the meat comes from and how it actually ends up on your plate?
Well, I guess, what they need to do is just take a ride outside the city limits. They just show you how complacent everybody is being, as far as travel. If they traveling by air, not that much by rail, but, and then when they going by car, they must be sleeping.
I don't know, but, to be realistic, Motormouth, I don't even think that farms are as prevalent as they used to be either. I mean, it's not like you can ride up and down the road, even in the... Remember back in the day, we started 200 years old here. But I actually knew people that had farms. I actually had a friend that actually, her parents raised turkeys. They actually own a real turkey farm. Not like a little thing with 2, 3. I mean, a real turkey farm. Hundreds of them, maybe 1,000.
Well,
nice farm,
right.
Too.
And bringing that.
I don't think that's the norm anymore, though. I think the big companies are pretty much, wouldn't you say, taking over?
Right, because you don't see that many cattle farms like you used to. You used to drive down the highway, you would see the cows and everything. You're lucky if you see cornfields now.
Yeah, I don't think it's designed that way anymore.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, big organization, corporate, took over.
Yeah, they have.
And all the small farmers gone. You just don't see the small farms like you used to.
You really don't.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna see what's happening with Butterball. But I'm sorry, I don't agree with harming animals, but I'm gonna have to eat a turkey this Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And it might be Butterball.
Well,
I
just
don't
think
know.
though. Speaking about the turkey, but just think about if you decided before dinner is served that you want a nice little snack,
What kind of snack,
a Twinkie.
Oh, no. Oh, gosh. The Twinkie and the Hostess Company. Yeah, because, as we sit here and speak right now, Hostess is saying that we're shutting down, we're done. Can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have a Twinkie. It's not a necessity. But that's a lot of sugar, but they were good. I ate my share of Twinkies back in the day.
But Hostess period is a staple,
Yeah, it's like it's a classic.
To me, they the one that got the real deal when it came down to baked goods, you know.
Yeah, the
Everybody
donuts.
else was substitute, behind that, other than the Krispy Kremes or something like that specialize in donuts. But for over the counter, just going straight into the store and looking at something going to be sitting on the shelf for a minute.
Yeah, sugar shop that you want, what you look for when you're a
Right,
kid, really.
Hostess,
Yeah, you look for
Hostess
it.
was the name.
And then don't they also do the
cupcakes?
bread, the Wonder Bread, and the cupcakes, and the little chocolate dipped donuts? And I'm getting hungry. Let me stop. But anyway, long story short, I think they tried to actually save the company. They did a couple things, and it just didn't take off. I don't know whether it's marketing or whether it's just so much competition out until people don't really, I don't know, buy Hostess products anymore.
Well, I think, to me, it's kind of crazy, but the workers, they're going to be over 18,000.
They're on strike right now, too.
Right, over 18,000 jobs to go through, especially in this day and time, when jobs is hard and the way the economy is sitting, right now. I just don't understand.
And
how
this
they
close
can
to
even do
Christmas,
that.
too? Who wants to be jobless at Christmas time?
Yes.
And there was a couple of guys that actually were online and on the national TV this morning. This guy was saying that they were striking because they had to. He said, we have car notes and mortgages and children to feed, too.
Well, they're going to have a lot more problems now without a job.
Yeah.
At least they could figure out how to ration pay,
and piece it together with something versus nothing.
Rob Peter to pay Paul, they're not even going to be able to do that right now.
They can't rob Peter right now if it shuts down. Like you said, if it's down, it's over. It's done.
Yeah, even with the kids and all the other obligations, at least they could cut back. And still have some form of income coming in to try to make it.
Right.
But without having any form of income coming in, you're going to cut back automatically.
Well, I think that's what's going to happen, Motormouth, because the Hostess, the manufacturer said they're going to shut down the doors today because with the strike going on, they don't have money to fight a strike or anything. They just can't do it.
And then they also losing their market share, not being able to put enough up on the shelves.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so we'll see. But along the same lines of Twinkie and the Hostess Company, we got some interesting things going on also with the energy drinks. Remember we talked about the energy drinks a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
It was Monster Energy at the time. And now we got a thing. You heard about it, Motormouth?
Yeah,
about the 5 hour. Yeah. I'm like, wow.
5 hours getting their thing. But, they done stepped up their advertising program. Marketing,
they have.
Because they got it now wrapped up in pink bottle. I guess they're trying to say breast cancer or however.
Yeah.
But let's take a break, and then we're going to come right back and jump down into 5 hour energy.
Okay, we'll be back in a moment.
You're listening to Thomasville, North Carolina's best gospel, WEOM 103.1 FM.
You're listening to KD on the Motormouth Show on 103.1 WEOM, Thomasville, North Carolina.
Welcome back, guys. This is KD.
And this is Motormouth, and we're talking about 5 hour energy drink.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you out there actually drink some 5 hours? Raise your hands. I want to know, because we were talking about how many friends we have to do it.
Yeah, I have a friend.
Just energy drink, period.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have a friend that's a roofer by trade, and he's the only person that I'm aware of that really drinks energy drinks all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are you sure you should be drinking that stuff all day and up on a roof? But he says that they just, I'm like, I mean.
But see, they might be burning enough calories to burn that stuff off.
I guess.
Being, constantly moving and everything. But you got people who just not doing anything, how you want to say, just sitters,
Yeah, sedentary lifestyle and just drinking this stuff like they drinking a Pepsi or a Coke or something.
Because they were showing the person last night on television drinking it, and they would put it in a big cup. And,
what, the 5 hour?
Yeah, and put about 5 or 6 drinks in there at one time and drink it and put some ice on it and drink it like it was a regular drink. I said it was an expensive drink, but they was drinking it.
Wow, maybe they're doing 5-hour energy like people when you go to Starbucks and you get the espresso and you get the shots in it.
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing?
They shotting themselves up.
Well,
shooting themselves up, if you want to say
I
it
don't
correctly.
know if it's I don't know enough about. I'll be honest. I've actually purchased and drink. I think it's the Rockstar.
Yeah.
And I've actually purchased and drink Monster energy drink, but not that often. Probably twice a year when I know I got to stay up all night and I'll drink one. And I can take one. The can is huge.
But to me,
one will last me all day.
I would just say to a person, you're better off sticking with your coffee.
Yeah.
Because at least in coffee, you don't have all the other
ingredients.
Additives, right? Yeah, additives. The ingredients that they put into these monster drinks or energy drinks. That's their actual name, I want to say, to turbocharge them. At least with your coffee, if you need a turbocharge, like you say, just get you an espresso and do it that way. At least that's the safest way. You might have to drink it a little bit more liquid, but I think you're better off with it. And
you know what, Motormouth, I wonder, now that you mention it, what's in it? I'm thinking about the last time I looked at a Rockstar energy drink, the big one. There is a ingredient list on it. But with the I'm not familiar with 5-hour. I've never tried 5-hour.
But they said none of the energy drink actually lists the actual
true
amount,
ingredients.
Right. Especially of the caffeine, because I know they were saying dealing with the caffeine rating for 5 hours is equal to two 8-ounce cups of coffee. Plus, you got the additives that they throwing in there.
I think you're right, Motormouth, because I'm just looking at this little briefing that they that I printed off. It says, why 5-hour energy doesn't disclose the precise amount of caffeine each energy shot contains. So they're calling those energy shots.
Yeah.
The company has stated each shot has about as much as a cup of premium coffee. And I think 5-hour, they come in those little itty bitty bottles, like maybe looks like an ounce or two. Maybe I don't know the amount.
Exactly.
So if you're taking all that stuff and you're saying that people are putting all 4 or 5 in a that's like the equivalent of having 5 espresso shots or something.
Oh, almost, yes.
That's a lot of caffeine. And all the other stuff that's in it, because according to this, they don't really reveal what's in it.
Right. And then, also I think, what you got there is the idea that people could consume more of a 1 ounce, say, figure. If they say, I need some energy, I want to drink 3 or 4 of these right quick. That's only 4 ounces or so.
Yeah. Compared
to a 16-ounce cup of coffee.
Right.
Right. Because now when you go into a shop and get some coffee, either it comes in a 12-ounce, 16-ounce, or 20-ounce.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So, they can see themselves really consuming a lot more without being full or feeling full. Yes.
Well, that's a lot of caffeine, and according to this thing, caffeine may not be the problem, like you were saying, Motormouth. Because with people, if you have an underlying health condition,
exactly,
like the 14-year-old girl whose parents actually have a active lawsuit regarding the Monster energy drinks. Now, based on what I remember about her, she actually died, and what happened was after she died, they discovered that she had an underlying heart condition, and that the energy drink kind of contributed to her demise, to her death. So I guess it's like you're saying, Motormouth, it's not just the caffeine, it's everything else that's in it. And can you imagine if you have an underlying heart condition and you're drinking something, because caffeine is a stimulant. So you're basically pumping up your system full speed ahead on a whole different level. And just think about if you have an underlying heart condition, what could possibly happen. So the FDA is getting involved, long story short, and I guess they're going to look into the energy drinks overall a little bit deeper.
Right.
Because I don't know if they're currently regulated. I'm assuming they are.
I don't think they are.
Oh, they're not? They might not be.
And then, also I think, on a case like that, it's hard for them to really, I feel, sue the manufacturer of the drink.
Right.
Because they're not responsible for not knowing what that little girl has. The parents, that's really coming back down on them.
Yeah, because the 14-year-old.
Right.
Yeah. Because at 14, you technically shouldn't need an energy drink. But let's keep it real. Teenagers do things. That sounds like,
And you don't know how they, and what the real deal was, or her, with her peers, or what they were doing with the energy drink.
Right.
Right, because, like you say, they're out there experimenting.
Yeah, let's see. When KD drinks energy drink, I'm drinking my energy drink, that's it. I'm not mixing or anything, and I'm done. And I can say for me, I can't speak on other people. It's like once or twice a year when there's something unusual going on. Well, I know I have to stay up all night, and that's it.
But, more so than, even though they're bringing the energy drinks up and everything, I still say, probably, I haven't looked at it lately, but there are probably more young people getting more harm done to them with the, what is it, the cream soda can or the whipped cream can, getting that gas, where they...
What's that? What are you talking about now?
Where they're consuming the gas that's in the aerosol cans.
Like spray paint?
No, but like the whipped cream cans and a couple of.
Are they doing that? Now that's a new one on me.
That's an old one.
Run that by me again. What are they doing?
They consuming the gas that make the stuff flow through the bottle. I mean the can.
Gas?
Yeah.
Now, I have never heard such.
I can't remember the
Look,
title.
let's not be
of it,
giving
right.
ideas, but that's a new one on me.
Yeah.
The gas through an aerosol can?
Right.
A food?
Right.
Okay, I'm confused. That's a new one on me.
Yeah.
I could say teenagers do things, and I wouldn't be surprised with anything that they do with an energy drink. I just wouldn't be surprised.
So exactly, what's the calculation, or how many people have passed or injured?
Oh, okay, Motormouth. Based on what I read and researched a little bit so far, that's a good question. Motormouth's like, get to work, woman.
Yeah, let's get a little statistics so we can show people the danger.
Yeah, because there is possible danger on a more serious note. Okay, based on the New York Times, just as one source in particular, 5-Hour Energy is we were right, it's a 2-ounce energy drink. And so far, they've noted to death that 13 people over the past 4 years have actually died. Okay. 13 over the past 4 years. Now, that's based on people that have actually died, as far as we can attach the death to the energy drink. Now, in addition to the deaths, the FDA filings on 5-Hour Energy mention that 30 other life-threatening incidents, including heart attacks, convulsions, and at least one spontaneous abortion, was reported, and that all contribute back again to the 5-Hour Energy drink. And that's based on the New York Times. So I guess that's why the FDA has actually gotten a little bit more involved, because they're saying even though they're, the people that have 13 have died that we can definitely attach to the energy drink. But I'm sure there are probably more than that. I'm not assuming, but I'm guessing based on this report that there's, been a lot of other things that have occurred to people also as a result that maybe have not been attached to the energy drinks. But we'll see.
And we're just talking about energy drinks overall. We're not
exactly.
just not 5 hours, but but since they've been introduced, it's something that have not been clinically tested or anything.
Approved.
They're just out there.
Right.
Right.
And also on the Monster energy drink, I'm scanning this report from the FDA. The inquiry revealed that 5 other people have also reported deaths in connection with the Monster energy drink since 2004. So, long story short, people are dying based on
it's a health risk.
It's a health risk.
You got to be careful what you're doing there.
Yeah, a lot of things are health risks now, but, you got to be aware of what you're doing to your body. At least try to be aware. But speaking about energy drinks, this is not an energy drink. This is a drink that's brand new that's coming out that I found to be kind of interesting, Motormouth. Now, this is one put out by Pepsi. Pepsi has this new drink. I'm not going to get that deep with it either. But they have a new drink out now also that has this new additive that's supposed to be a fat buster in it. We're not talking about like, regular diet Pepsi with saccharin, which also has this history of people reporting things occurred,
cancer agent,
due to having saccharin, but they have this new thing out that's supposed to seriously attack fat or something.
Okay.
Now, I don't think that KD would be, I don't know. I'm not trying to be experimented with on that level. I don't know. What do you think, Motormouth? I mean, we could all stand up to lose a pound or two, I guess,
I just think,
after the holidays, but I don't know.
But I just think everybody, need to just be healthy, cut their food back, exercise more, stop being lazy, and take their health, into consideration. If you really want to lose weight. I mean, they say exercise and drinking plenty of water and cutting back on your food, your intake.
Right.
Will do the job, and I think it's time to just go ahead and do that because you got too many things out there on the market nowadays that have not been tested.
And you know what, Motormouth? I can already see what's going to happen with this new Pepsi. First of all, they're going to probably get it in all the fast food places. People can go to the drive-through. They go biggest size, give it a number 2 to number 3 and number 5. Biggest size to fries. And give me a gallon of that Pepsi with that fat buster in it. So,
Yeah.
you know how people do stuff, which is still interesting to me. I have a friend that does. I'm so confused. You eat 20 pounds of fast food, you gonna follow it up with a diet drink. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
But we'll see what's gonna happen with the energy drinks and Pepsi and the Butterball. But hey, reality is there's a lot going on with the food and the drink.
Well, you know, I have always been told if you're going to drink a soda, period, your mom will go ahead and drink a regular soda. Because
of the
diet, the diet soda is just not healthy at all.
I don't think it is, to be honest.
You know, they say never been and never will be.
Not that the saccharin, I think, is what is it, aspartame and whatever other
all
stuff
the other
they
stuff
use.
they use.
I
Right.
just don't really
They
trust
say just
it.
cut back on the amount of a regular soda that you're going to drink,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine.
Because the regular soda has enough sugar in it. My goodness, it's like what 9 to 12 teaspoons used to be of sugar in a can of soda. It's a lot of sugar, But anyway, we're gonna see what's gonna happen with the food and the energy drinks. It's gonna get to the point where we're not gonna be able to eat anything, Mother Mouth.
It's almost like
Drink
that now.
anything, eat anything.
You know.
What are we down to? Water, and even some of that is questionable.
Well, I say like this. I'm curious of what Michelle got in hand for her obesity program.
Michelle Obama?
Right. You know, her fighting obesity, they giving her up some serious weapons coming up against her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just period. You know, like as you said, the sugar and the different things of the food. I mean, we got to learn to start eating healthy, fresh food. Still all this processed stuff that's going on. So, you know, as I say, there's interesting what the future holds, especially for in the inner city.
But you know what, Mother Mouth, let's keep it real. We can sit back, just my opinion, and talk all day long till we blue in the face about we got to start eating healthy, we got to start eating. But let's keep it real. How many people really do that? So I would like to see somebody come up with a solution based on why. And I think, my opinion, why we don't just naturally gravitate to always eating healthy is because the food that is healthier is not easily as available
That's exactly
as the
what I'm
food
saying.
is not healthy.
Right, that's what I'm
And I
saying.
think
In the city, they lack that. You know,
but
fresh vegetables, like your farmer markets and different things where you could get healthy foods. And then when you do get them, what have they been grown with? You know,
Yeah.
the
But I don't
fertilizer
even
and
know
all
if it's
that.
just an inner city thing, because let's keep it real. There are just as many unhealthy people that's in the country. Overweight, obese. America as a whole is a lot larger as far as obesity. We're larger people than we ever been weight-wise.
Well, I give the country like this. It's hard to find a McDonald's, Wendy's, or something like that in the country unless you're close to an expressway, highway.
True. So why are
Right.
the people in the country overweight, too?
'Cause they eating
It's
good.
not like they just
They
skinny.
eating good. They can eat good. Jen got that.
Now see you stereotyping. I don't know about emailing me. Just because they're in the country don't mean it. Look, I know plenty of people in the country, they don't have farms. They go to the grocery store just like everybody else.
Well,
So I think it's, just my opinion, I think it's a larger problem. Like, who is putting all this food together that's in these chain grocery stores is what we kind of might need to look into as far as why everybody's getting so unhealthy.
right.
Now, I'm not going to go there today, but, food is just interesting because food is not even food like it used to be.
No.
And that's really another problem. but
90% of what you're consuming is processed.
Thank you. And I think that's really the ultimate problem. Even stuff you buy on the grocery store shelf is not as nutritious as it should be or as it used to be.
You're listening to Thomasville, North Carolina's Best Gospel, WEOM 103.1 FM. You're listening to Thomasville, North Carolina's Best Gospel, WEOM 103.1 FM.
Hi, this is Katie.
And this is Motormouth, and welcome back.
And we're talking about,
We're going to talk about the Obama, the country, the Romneys.
politics again. Didn't I say earlier I was tired of politics, but we can't get off it.
Carroll, McCain.
Yeah.
All this crazy stuff that's going on.
I
For
promise
the
you.
people that want to leave.
I promise you, I want to leave politics alone. But for some reason, this election was so unusual. It's like the offshoot of the election is presented other problems that we normally would not even be looking at. There's too much going on political-wise, okay? Like, these people that want to secede from the United States Motor Mouth, let's just break this down for a minute. And let's not forget the Petraeus investigation with General Petraeus and all this. I'm like, can we mention political drama?
Yeah, but, with the drama and everything, I really feel that this election was the most racial election in a long time, where racism was all around the playing table.
There really
also on the playing field. And, and it's just seeming like now that the election is over, they cannot deal with the fact that they lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the way they presenting it is so phony to me. When they talk about the black votes, the Hispanic votes, the Asian votes and everything, I say, like...
Oh, you mean like excuses that they're coming up with for why Romney lost and why
right,
Obama won?
And everything else of the gifts and all of this stuff.
By the way, I'm still waiting on my gift. Everybody's talking about what Romney's coming and about. What? Okay, Motormouth, what did he say exactly?
Well, I just think...
Because I read it, but I tried to block him out.
I just think it's just highlight that the man really meant what he said about his 47%.
Of course he did.
Because I feel like he's trying to say that 47% is the people that Obama gave the gifts to, the young people that they were, about their tuition, for going to college.
Exactly.
It's just so funny, to me. And then, I look at it this way here. He picked Karl Rove to be his campaign manager. Karl Rove was another candidate manager for running for president underneath the Republican Party.
Okay.
If that person lost, why you keep on dealing with a loser? He should have got somebody else that was more promising. I mean, Karl Rove already had a losing record. So Romney,
But they didn't, and it was a matter of choice.
Okay,
so why are they having a fit about it?
Yeah,
it's not the election. Is it not over?
Yeah,
it's
over.
What
I'm saying. Now Obama went back with Axelrod.
Dave Axelrod.
Yeah, he had a winning track record. He won the last time he ran with him. So why not go? So I just think the Republican Party need to learn how to put together a winning campaign.
And you know what else?
Some winning issues or solutions that's going to win them the country vote. Because it's not like they didn't do it in the past.
And you know what? I think based on what you mentioned in the past, I think part of the problem also is how you reach out to the potential voters that you want to gather, that you want to get. Okay, what worked in the past doesn't necessarily always work in the future. We got a new generation of people that are out. Everybody, believe it or not, there are a lot of people of a certain age that don't even sit down and get their news from TV anymore.
Right.
Everything's online through the BlackBerry, through the iPad, through the iPhone. Okay, I don't really think that the Republican Party succeeded in their method of trying to reach out to the voters that they were trying to get.
Well, I think they
a large percentage of them.
Well, they utilized the internet and all the modern technology, but they didn't have a message.
They didn't take, in my opinion, they did not take advantage of social media like they really could have.
Well, I know I got hit with a lot of social media for Romney on Twitter and Facebook that I didn't even care to see. I mean, I had a whole bunch of it.
Yeah, there was a lot there from people that were supporting the Republican Party, but honestly, because I'm on Twitter pretty deep also, and Facebook and YouTube, but my opinion was they did not really, the actual Republican Party representatives themselves did not come out and reach out on that level that I think they could have to kind of maybe taking their successful percentages up a little bit.
Well, I felt like, I understand what you're saying, but, when I
just
looked at it,
just in comparison to the opposition.
But I'm just saying, to the opposition, I felt like I kept trying to see where all this money that Obama was spending, they kept saying, because when I drive up and down the street, I don't even think I've seen anywhere.
Oh, you mean just a
political sign?
Right.
He was saying Obama, this, that, and that. But I hear that he outnumbered him in having headquarters and offices set up, in the different states and different things. But I can't even think of an Obama supporter that came up to me this election. Like
Well,
I saw, I didn't see the
but see,
stickers.
you're talking face to
That's
face,
it,
and I
right.
agree with you.
You
And
know, the
and you know
stickers.
what, Motormouth, again, it's because we're in Metro Atlanta,
And-
and Georgia is a Republican red state, and I
Yeah.
agree with you. Even
And-
riding around and looking at street signs, I did not see one. I didn't see one Obama sign, bumper. I just didn't.
And on the internet, the only thing I saw was really Michelle asking you, "Are you in?" That's all I saw on the internet. I ain't get too much, from the internet of them doing a lot of promotion and everything. I just go back down again and just say, regardless, though the Republicans need to just wimp up and realize they lost and look at what they need to do about getting some good candidates. Because, I mean, even last election was a joke for them with McCain and Palin.
But the thing about it is we can't go back and change the past, but I'm looking at,
No, you can't change the past, but you can learn from your past.
But you know what? Let them learn. That's their thing. I'm moving
That's
on.
what I'm saying.
All I'm trying to say is this. Learning from your past, okay, goes back to what I was trying to get to about seceding from the United States. Okay, first of all, haven't we done this before? Haven't we tried to do this?
They tried to do it back in the
1860 or something other?
Right, exactly.
Okay, what happened when we tried this method before? Didn't we end up with a war, if I recall it right? Okay, now my thing is this.
Didn't Trump say it's time for revolution?
Well,
okay, that's what Donald Trump said.
It's easy for Donald Trump to sit up on all his high horse and say that. He's a wealthy man.
Into it than what is being presented to the people,
True.
Because, I mean, look at gun sales and
Right.
all of this.
Right.
I mean, what are they stocking up for? I mean,
there are a lot of people that are really planning for a war right
They
now.
got all
They're
50
planning for a
states
race
ready.
war. And that's interesting to me because this petition has started when they originally decided they were going to secede from the United States. It started from Texas, from what I recall. Texas was the first one to get this thing going. That caught my attention anyway. Next thing I know, Georgia jumped on. I said, no, they didn't. Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, all now, as of this morning, the last time I looked, all the states are in on it. All 50 states. And the thing about Georgia, I don't know what to say. Y'all gonna make me pack up and move. You know, Georgia got so deep with it. They have 2 petitions. All the other states have 1. Georgia has 2. So my thing is this: if anybody is that upset, well, you just want to and then they claim they want to peacefully leave. But when I read that paperwork, it was no peace in there that I saw. Not the stuff that I didn't, documented, but the stuff that I read didn't seem like a peaceful
back
petition.
to their homelands.
That's what I think should happen. Honest to God,
ship them all back.
As I figure, I don't care what anybody says.
Don't give them no states.
The United States has a lot of problems, but I still say I haven't gone to every other country on this planet, but I still say out of the places that I have traveled, the United States still offers more opportunity, even with the crazy problems we have now. I would still prefer to be here. But if you don't want to be here, the last time I checked, all you had to do was get your passport, get to travel, and decide where you want to go. And the borders are still open. You can move any place you want to move. People move every day out of the country, just like people move in here every day. So what do you think, Mo? I just think they should pack and move.
Yeah, because, I mean, none of the people who's talking about, leaving is originally from here anyway.
Hello.
Or at least their ancestors.
Who is originally from here, as far as the origin goes.
And you had never heard them talking about going nowhere.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about,
if you're not a Native American,
get the packing.
Yeah.
If your ancestors are from Ireland, you can go back to Ireland. Your ancestors are from Germany, England, doesn't matter. Switzerland, doesn't matter.
Belgium and keep on.
You can pack and move back.
Yeah.
But I don't think that, I'm with you, Motor Mouth. I don't think that it's going to be a cool thing that you just want a particular state. And I wonder what state they trying to get. They want one particular state. I guess the plan is they're going to all pack up and move to that one state. I don't know. What do you think,
I find it like this here. Is the funniest thing to me. Of all these people in all these states, there's not a one governor that's down with them on this move.
Because they don't want to give up their state.
Yeah, they don't want to give up their job
You're not
either.
getting this one.
Yeah,
No, but on a serious note, the thing about it, the last time I looked, it was almost 30,000 people that actually signed the petition in Georgia. And like I say, Georgia got so deep, they have 2 of them now. But based on White House policy in the past, once they reach a signature amount of 25,000, then their policy with the White House to actually respond to the petition. But I don't think as of today that they've actually responded to any of this stuff yet, Motormouth. But who knows?
Yeah, even if they do respond to it, it still is a no-no. It's not going to go through.
Now, wouldn't it be interesting? Is in a bizarre world they decided they're going to give up Georgia? You know what? I'm going to have to get to pack it in because I don't want to live in a state where you got a bunch of folks that want to. Well, it wouldn't be a state if they got what they wanted because Georgia would be its own entity, its own country. But I'm thinking out of all the places, I know I'm being a little crazy today, where that would probably work and actually be a success would be Texas. Because, you know, I don't think most Texans think that they're really part of the United States. Texas is different. I love Texas. Don't get me wrong. I've lived there. But Texas has its own vibe, almost like their independence, like they're not really a part of the United States anyway. So it probably work good
but
there.
that's to me, you know. I lived in Texas too for a minute.
You know what I mean? They got that different
but you know, but that's just a certain group of people that give you that feeling about Texas, you know.
Mainly the native Texans. And reality is, I lived in Texas for over 20 years. There's not that many native Texans there.
Well,
most of the people I encountered were from elsewhere.
Well, I mean, most of the native Texans is they don't have no power there. No way. I mean, they either was the descendants of the Mexicans that was there, or it was the different Indians that was there that have found the land.
Can we say remember the Alamo?
Yeah, you know, they came in there. So, you know, I'm just saying, no whites is originally from Texas, you know. And so they need no blacks originally.
No, I mean people that are just born and raised there. Right. I don't mean I'm not going back over this generations. Well,
I was still on that thing about the people who moved and sending them back over to Ireland, Germany, and everything else. Let them get on the plane and let them just ride. You know what I'm saying?
Native Texans, I mean, just, you know, born and raised there.
Because I mean, but
when
we talk
my children are native Texans.
Yeah,
Let's keep it real.
But when we talk about people talking about seceding, you know, the United States and forming their own, 90% of them probably was born in the states that they were, you know, from.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm just including all of them. You know, not making no exception for nobody.
Yeah. I'm not either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making exceptions to other rules for any of them. I'm just saying in general, as far as a mindset and a mentality. Yeah. Texans, native Texans, they're different. Definitely in a good way, but they're just different. It's a certain amount of independence. Well, they just think differently. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't care how.
Maybe it's because it's such a large state. I don't know.
I understand what you're trying to say there. But
y'all still can't just take a state.
but when you talk about something like that, I look at Louisiana, Alabama, South Carolina, Florida,
North Carolina too.
Right, you know, Georgia.
Yeah.
Some parts of Tennessee.
Yeah.
They all think like that.
You know what? You're right. And I've gone to every state that you mentioned, and I'm telling you, all it is state pride. You're supposed to be proud of your state. But all I'm trying to say is Texas is the only place that I live where they take it on a whole different level. They just do.
I guess
they call it God's country. They take it on a different level. Just my opinion. Maybe I bumped into a whole bunch of bizarre folks when I lived there. I don't know, but they take it on a different level.
I'm just saying, you can go.
Love y'all in Texas. I love you. Don't be emailing me with no craziness. But anyway, the reality is, I don't think that the Obama administration or the governors of these particular states are going to be willing to give up anything. But so much unusual situations have occurred this year. Nothing would surprise me.
Well, number one, they don't have the infrastructure already in place to do anything like that.
I don't think it's going to happen, no. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. And speaking of interesting, there's so much unusualness going on right now. Like, you got me thinking about the thing about General Petraeus in the Obama administration.
Yeah, stuff. Well, we need to go ahead and take another break for the calls, and we'll be right back.
Back in a moment.
Live and in full effect, this is Black Leaf online. And whenever I listen to the radio, I listen to WEOM 103.1 FM with Kaye and Motormouth. Peace.
You're listening to Thomasville, North Carolina's best gospel, WEOM 103.1 FM.
You're listening to KD from the Motor Mouth Show.
Welcome back, guys. I'm KD.
And I'm Motor Mouth.
And we're here talking about we're going to lead into talking about Jennifer Trace and everything that's going on with the investigation with them. Whew, what's your take on it, Motor Mouth? It keeps changing every day, and it's getting a little bizarre.
Well, I really haven't been paying that much attention to it because I really don't care about it. You know, I mean, it's the man's personal business. Now, the thing that I do care about is, did he pass on any top secret information or anything like that? And what are they really trying to cover up in bringing it out at this point in time when there's so many other things that need to be focused on outside of this election that just ended? You know, I think we got a lot of good things, you know, here on the table, but they being cover up, you know, like kind of like camouflage. It's just interesting to see what's what, because as they saying over, was in Libya somewhere where they had the
Syria. I think it was Syria.
Syria, okay, where they had the problems. You know, it's just curious. You know, I'm just curious to understand what's really going on.
Well, I found the timing of it interesting, and you know, a friend of mine called me, and we were talking yesterday about this whole situation. She was pretty much saying the same thing, like, why should I care what this man's doing in his personal life? My thing was this, you know, we don't have to care, but the thing that makes General Petraeus' situation different, in my opinion, is, first of all, his title. I don't care what he does on his personal life. I'm with you. That's between him and his wife. If they, you know, he's doing whatever, cheating on this lady. Even though I don't think it's morally right, it's not my calling because he's not my husband.
But as far as we know, he might not have been cheating.
He might not have been.
I
We
mean,
don't
with
know.
all these pictures that they got coming out in the groups and everything, they might have been doing something else that we might not
But
be
based on what I recall, he's already admitted that they did have an affair. He hadn't denied that.
Yeah,
He's already admitted it. And my thing, again, that's his personal business.
But you're missing what I'm saying, though. You know, but go ahead.
No, I'm not.
Because, you know, in some culture,
No, I get what you're saying. You're trying to say
switching off.
You're trying to say that it could, because I'm with you. To me, I'm the type of person, whatever's presented on the surface sometimes is not always what's really going on. Okay, all of this could be a nice, pretty packaged distraction for what something that could be covered up that the media might not want to bring up right now. All of it could be a buffer to try to keep him from, testifying against what's going on overseas right now.
Well, I don't see that happening, but I heard this morning that there's a conspiracy that the two ladies was together and trying to draw money.
It
or do
could
something.
happen.
Yeah, you know, so
there's so
all
much drama
crazy.
going on with this folks.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's a real
what's
good
up.
paint and play story.
But, yeah, there's even allegations that the other lady, I'm not even trying to remember this lady's name. It's the lady with the pink dress on every time they show up. Pretty dress. But the lady with the dark pink dress, they're all up in their business, hauling the computers out the car, bringing the boxes full of files down the stairs. They're all up in this lady's house. All I know is she's somebody that's involved somehow in this patent place, conglomerate, situational, political rhetoric stuff. Married to some guy. He's walking around with his scrubs on. He just left the hospital. He's a cancer surgeon. And somehow they're all tied up with Petraeus and, you know. But the thing, I don't know, and Alan, and, she's really a socialite. And I'm thinking, okay, so why do we really care about this lady in the pink dress? But somehow they're intertwined. Somehow they're related. Somehow all this is going on. But the thing that got a little stupid to me, Motor Mouth, was like they did all this other investigation with this other guy that they brought up. Who is he, a sergeant or something?
Well, he's another general.
Another general. But after the investigation, well, there's really nothing to report because we've just got lots of emails. So we're not interested in these people's emails. I'm not. So I don't know. My thing is there's a whole lot going on, but there's a whole lot, I think, going on that we're not really being privileged enough to see.
Yeah,
that's just my honest opinion of what's going on.
Because you got one of the two highest ranked generals. One for CIA, and one is over the Afghanistan conflict that's going on.
Right.
That's involved in this, okay?
Right.
And how they leaking out the different things and everything. But it's just going to be interesting to see, what kind of scapegoats they are for whatever's going on.
What's really going on. I want you, Motor Mouth. I'm just going to sit back and let all the soap opera stuff pass up and just hope they get to the end of what's really going on.
I just wish I could have the movie rights.
That would be a nice movie, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, man.
That'd be a good one on Lifetime Channel, movie of the... Ooh, that'd be a good movie.
Yeah,
and I bet you somebody's already working on it.
Shoot. It'd be a good one at the box office, you know?
That'd be a good movie.
Oh, man.
It's something else that would be a good movie.
Just think of all the conflict, the drama, the action.
You got political intrigue.
You got military action.
Men in power, which is very attractive from a female perspective. I don't care what nobody says. Women like men in power. That's enough for a good movie right there.
But I'm just thinking about all the people that lost their lives while these two been lollygagging.
I thought about that, too.
Yeah,
we got people.
know,
can you imagine?
People on the battlefield.
Speaking of lollygagging, okay.
Oh, man.
Don't let me go back, but I'm going back. Can you imagine, just for a second, if you're somebody actually serving your country right now overseas, okay, and you come back home and you looking at all this drama going on, here's your home state, talking about seceding and leaving. What? Seceding and leaving the Union after you just got back from serving your country? Can you imagine?
Man.
And we all lost our minds over here.
I know.
We all go crazy.
And casting, I would love to have, what's that guy's name? Jack Nicklaus play one.
Jack Nicholson?
Yeah, play one of the generals. I just love that part when he said, "You can't stand the truth."
Yeah, you mean Jack Nicholson. Yeah, Jack Nicholson is good. I don't care what you put him in. He's just a good actor.
And
he
then
really
I can't
is.
think of the other actor. I can't think of, but they have him in all the.
Who, Charlie Sheen?
No, I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm acting silly. I can't see him
I'm
in
talking
any
about
of these.
somebody that in all the like high technical government movies, they have him in there.
I can see Michael Douglas in a role in here somehow for some reason.
But I can't think of this one guy's name.
Oh well.
But yeah, you know, as I say, it's a soap opera for real.
It is.
Paint and place.
And for some bizarre
2012.
reason, I'm looking at it, but I'm not like overly deep into analyzing it because I just think this is all fluff and we haven't really got down to what we really know about it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let them go through the fluff before I really kind of anchor in on it on a different level.
Well, you know, I also look at it, you know, with all this stuff coming down and everything, it's the changing of the hands. You know, let's look
Pretty
at
much.
it because they now got to be replaced.
They do.
And it's just interesting to see what's going to come up, you know, as far of this military action and who's going to be in control. Because right now we're going to get a whole new office up there with Obama.
Changing of the guards.
Right, you know. So,
Hillary Clinton is also, based on what I recall reading, says she's not interested in, you know,
well, I understand
her
Hillary
title anymore either.
I understand Hillary. You know, her purpose.
I'm not surprised at that for some reason.
Well, no, but Hillary, I understand that wholeheartedly because Hillary still got the first chance of being the first female president.
I don't think she's
You
interested.
know.
She said that she would never run again, and I honestly believe her.
Well, I read something in the news where the reason why she's leaving office is prepare for her run in 2016.
So you saying we can't believe her when she said that? 'Cause
No,
she said she vowed that she would never run again.
This was something I read this morning.
So
in the
maybe
news.
she changed her mind on
You
the mouth, you
know.
think?
I just don't see her giving up that power like that when she got that opportunity to do that and being married to Bill. You know, I just don't see them not shooting for that office.
Being married to Bill, boy,
Yeah,
oh boy.
you know,
I'm sitting here thinking.
shooting for that office again, you know. But it's well, we do know that she will be one of the people that the Democrat will recommend and do for 2016. I'm quite sure.
But speaking of 2016, there's a couple of people that have already filed and getting the paperwork lined up. You know, Republicans. I'm thinking George Bush's brother.
Jeb Bush.
Yeah. Not Jed. It was a George Bush Jr. something or other. I can't recall exactly.
I know they was talking about Jeb Bush, too.
Oh, him too?
Yeah,
I know there's
Florida.
a couple people already
Yeah.
lined up to say, well, apparently we're going to have the Bushes in the White House again one way or the other. They have anything to do with it.
Oh, yeah.
They've already lined up to run in 2016. So we'll see what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting, but I'd be genuinely surprised if Hillary Clinton would run again. You know, I don't know. She just looks like she's kind of burnt out to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's burnt out because it's not the office that she really wants, you know, that she really wants to be in.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, but think about it. Since she left the Senate, she hasn't run. I mean, and then in 2008, she haven't ran for anything.
Well, she's held an office since then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But she didn't have to
Matter of
run.
fact, she's Secretary of State right now.
Right, but she didn't have to run for that. She was appointed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she got some wind in her, I think, if she decided to do so.
Like if she wanted to go for the highest office in the land again, so she gets some energy going again.
Well, automatically it's like this. If she ran for Democrat for the presidency in 2016, I don't see no one on the platform right now that compete with her. Name somebody.
Condoleezza Rice.
She's Republican.
You said they would compete.
I said Democrat.
Right? Oh, Democrat. Oh,
you're right.
Can't think of anybody off the top of my head.
That's what I'm saying.
But we got a long way to go. A lot can happen between now and 2016.
And Colin Powell is not going to run, so.
Well, you know what? At this point, I'm never going to say never because Hillary Clinton said that she would never run. And look what's happening based on what you said. So who knows? Colin Powell might actually run. You never know.
Nah.
If things get a little, I said no about Hillary because when she ran, she was so adamant. Oh no, this is never for political. So people change their minds and that's their right. So, but I don't know. But I'm thinking on the Republican ticket, all I can think of is maybe Condoleezza Rice. But she said that she would never run for office. But who knows? They all say they'll never do it. Oh, speaking of running for office, you got me thinking about...
Paul Ryan said he'd go again.
Yeah, he did. And I'm not surprised at that for some reason. I'm not surprised at him.
You got Christie?
He's got a long career ahead of him still. Long career. Yeah. Governor Christie, he'd be a good candidate. And I can't think of anybody else that comes off the top of my head that would be a name that would just automatically pop up. Democratic, I can't think of that many, though.
Yep.
I just can't.
But speaking of Republicans and all, let's talk about this McCain, John McCain. Now here he is making all this noise in the media, and then the man missed the most important meeting that he needed to be at.
John McCain is just upset right now, Motormouth. He's not a happy camper. I don't think he's been a happy camper since his,
run for
his
presidency.
Run. Yeah, I don't think he's been happy since then. Really don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were telling me about that. I wasn't too familiar with what was going on because I just saw John McCain. I'm like, okay, Senator McCain's complaining about salt again. I just kind of ignored him. But you gave me the inside scoop on what's going on with him.
Yeah, he was on CNN and holding a press conference and got pissed off when the reporter asked him why wasn't he at the meeting.
Are you trying to say he was cutting hooky?
Yeah. Asking why wasn't he at the meeting and the debriefing about the incident that he making so much noise about. And when he's one of the members of the committee.
I don't know.
Yeah, he got pissed. They've been showing his face all across the internet today.
It's called being in other people's business when you don't have the right to be in that business.
He got mad and told them that they didn't have the rights to tell him where he needed to be or what he can do.
What? See, I missed that part.
He didn't say it like that, but he said it.
But that's what he meant.
Yeah, he said a lot uglier than when I just presented it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's the reason why the news media is making such a big issue of it.
Because of how he said it?
Oh, yes. And he was pissed, And then he went through one interview, wouldn't even answer the question.
Wow.
Well, in fact, he never answered that question. Why wasn't he at the meeting?
Because that was going to be my question. Why wasn't he at the meeting if he was supposed to be there?
But they say he was at the meeting yesterday, though. That's right.
So he showed up yesterday.
Oh, yeah. And then they asked him again, and he still wouldn't answer.
He said, "No, your business." Oh my goodness, these politicians, I tell you, never dull moment. You could almost write a soap opera just based on politics alone.
Yeah. But the funny thing to me about that though, him, McCain, and Romney, they seem like they're two peas in a pod, because they both can't get over that they lost.
And in reality, it kind of boils down to that in the end. You're right. It's like,
I mean, so arrogant that they could.
You don't want to be a sore loser, but it's kind of coming across that way.
Yeah, because the man lost. All he had to do was pick up the phone and call Obama so they could get the party on. Didn't want to do it. Because you can ask him, what are they going to call? What are they going to call?
I suppose, but they need to get over it. And like you say, if you can't get over it, then line up, get ready for the next election, or get your passport and move on to another country if it's that upsetting you that bad. I mean, gosh. What more can you do?
Yep.
But there are a lot of people that are claiming that Obama rigged the election. I saw that in the head. I'm like, he did?
Yeah.
Did he rig the election and I'm not aware of it?
Well, they said that was from his gifts and everything, right?
And speaking of election, did they ever get Florida? Is Florida still down there counting votes?
Yeah, they got Florida votes
Oh,
in.
man.
Obama won it.
Oh, my goodness. I know I'm acting silly. I'm like, man, I'm sure there's somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody's still down there counting some ballots.
For some odd reason, the Republicans got something to do with that Florida election. It's like it's their trump card. And after they
Wow.
realized that Trump card did not have no power, then they went ahead and said, release the votes.
And speaking about
For the
releasing a
final.
vote and something bizarre, I'm teasing Florida, but gosh, even right here in Metro Atlanta, what's up in Fulton County? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
It took them, like a year to count the votes.
Did they ever get them in?
They gave them this unusual 5 o'clock end of the day something other deadline, and they finally got it in, but it was a bunch of drama there.
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the world is going on? They were like assessing blame, and the power the heads that be, as I call them, was blaming it on the people that they hired for the political process, and they were blaming it on the other folks. They were just blame passed everywhere, and I don't know what was going on. But it took them like an extra couple of days, almost a week, and they were still trying to figure out what to do. And I think that toward the end they had like 11,000 ballots left to count, and they had to do them the old school way.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was up with that.
Now, before we go, I'm going to bring up this one thing, and it was something that we talked about on the last show right after Sandy happened
Okay.
and everything. And when we was talking about people who want to give and donate money.
Hurricane Sandy.
Right. You remember I told you, I said instead of doing it to the Red Cross, they need to go directly to the Treasury or the State Departments and give them money. Did you hear about the Red Cross spending $180,000?
Oh, I saw a lot of people that were not happy with the Red Cross.
for a hotel for 1 week to put the people in.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the reason why a lot of times.
How much, Motormouth?
$181,000 for
Well,
a
apparently
hotel
they weren't
bill.
staying at the Motel 6 or anything.
No, I forgot the name
Where
of
did the Sheraton?
they call it some swank hotel that they were staying in. That's where they had it written. I forgot the name of it. But
Wow.
where they had the workers that came, the volunteers and everybody to stay and everything. And that's the reason why I feel
Courtyard Marriott? I don't know. Sheraton? I don't know.
that's the reason why I feel sometimes, like
Ritz-Carlton?
it's better to give the money to the agencies that's within inside the state structure and disasters to actually deal with the state problem, than inviting a third party that's trying to come in and do something. Because in most
I don't know.
disaster
I don't know the
relief
extreme
funds,
details of that.
a
That's
lot
kind of
states.
unusual for the Red Cross, though.
But
Kinda
we don't
unusual.
know. I mean, see, I just figure, Red Cross been known to do stuff like that
You
for
know
the
what?
longest.
I have
That's
a
what
good
said.
buddy that's the national communications director for the Red Cross. I might need to call him, see what's going on.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of all that going on.
Yeah,
Seriously.
but a lot of major organizations that don't deal with certain things do spend a lot of money
Yeah.
in their operation of them doing, for them
Yeah.
to exist.
Yeah.
And I figure just like this here, deal with the state because you got FEMA on the other end from the federal government.
Right.
So why bring someone in that? I mean, I'm not trying to say Red Cross don't have their purpose, but I just feel like in certain things and certain disasters, you need to deal with the states and then let the state call upon Red Cross because they out there lobbying, getting their money all year long anyway.
So I'm just wondering, Motormouth, call me.
Because they have their fundraisers.
I just assumed that it was an agreement with the state for the Red Cross. I'm assuming for the Red Cross to collect the funds because they were just there from the beginning. And I'm thinking like most other people thinking, well, you would think nothing about it. I mean, even when you just got online, it didn't matter what browser, where. I mean, the Red Cross was just everywhere. The telethons, it was like send your money to the Red Cross. So who actually makes the decision to send the money to the Red Cross? Is it not agreed upon by the states itself, or is it a national agreement with FEMA?
I know just like this here. That's something that needs to be looked into.
I'm just wondering, just playing devil's advocate on
right,
that.
I mean, I just
wondering.
look at them as any other nonprofit.
Yeah, because they are nonprofit.
Right, and what they say their purpose is. And they never disclose exactly how much money is actually used for disaster from
Yeah.
the money that is used from
Yeah.
their operation. I mean, maybe it's in their physical report.
Yeah,
You know, I
like
don't
what
know.
part goes for administration, what
Right,
part
right.
goes to the
Exactly.
actual disaster
Right.
that they're
But I just
participating in.
figure, you know, like if you're dealing with a disaster like that,
Yeah.
it's just better give it to the state and everything because everybody already paid for doing their job. You know, you got.
So
the
I'm
employee.
wondering if you wanted to donate, how would you give it to the state? I mean,
I'm quite sure they have it set up on their website. Every state got
so
it set
you
up.
just Google the state of New
right,
York, New
and
Jersey,
go through,
Philly,
right,
and go that
just
way.
go through the Secretary of State, and they will tell you how to
make a
the
donation. Yeah,
Right.
because they're definitely going to need help. Because based on what I recall, it's going to be over what, $1 billion,
Oh yeah.
couple of billion,
Right
to
underneath
restore everything.
Katrina. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and it's a lot of disaster too.
And to me, it wouldn't surprise me if it went beyond Katrina, because you got a lot more people living in that space, you know, per square miles than what you did.
Larger land mass, larger amount of people.
Right, inhabitants,
And from what I
per
saw,
square mile.
larger per square mile of damage. Did you see the damage? The boardwalk is gone. I mean, it's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Whew, boy.
Okay.
Oh, well. Well, Motormouth, I guess that's going to wrap it up for the week. We've hit on a little bit of everything, and I'm sure next week is going to be a little bit more going on because there's still a lot of stuff. Oh, and I'm not going to get that deep with, but did you hear about the earthquake in Kentucky? Earthquake? I actually looked at the earthquake. I'm like, an earthquake? And based on what I looked at, Metro Atlanta
they all
got
sitting on
some
the
of
fault.
that. I'm like, maybe that's why I overslept last week and everything.
Yeah,
Earthquake.
but, you know,
just thinking, earthquake?
You know, I forget,
Kentucky and Atlanta, earthquake?
I forget the name of the fault, but they got a big fault here that run this part of the country, and somewhere in Georgia, if I'm thinking, it's even separated by 90 miles.
I believe
big
it
opening,
because based on
fault.
what they were saying, Atlanta received the same. What do you call it? The tremors or after?
Right.
I'm like, what? Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Georgia signed that petition twice. Maybe they're gonna give up Georgia because of the earthquake and the fault line. I don't know. I kind of like Atlanta, but you know, I can pack. Can't deal with no earthquake. But anyway, let me stop acting silly. But anyway, this is Katie with Motormouth.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, with the Katie and Motormouth Radio Show. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Shout out to WM Earl Harrison with Harrison Live.
Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving.
Peace and grace.
Peace.
You're listening to KD on the Motormouth Show on 103.1 WEOM.